Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to actually finish this layout. So this is a layout I had started at a retreat. It is views of San Francisco looking out from Alcatraz. And I started this layout at the retreat, did not finish, and it's kind of just been sitting in a pile being meant to be finished. So I figured I should probably get that done. The base of the page is pretty much finished, and there's probably not going to be a whole heck of a lot added to this layout, but it is one that's hanging around my room, and I'm trying to get the Alcatraz album finished, so it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I went ahead and pulled out a couple of things to go ahead and go for this layout, and wow, my sleeves are a lot, huh? Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'm wearing a Cinderella sweatshirt, and I did not realize that the sleeves were basically a scrapbook layout on their own, so there we are. So like I said, I had started this layout at a retreat, and I just ran out of time and didn't finish it. It is one of the Alcatraz album layouts, so I kind of wanted to keep it the same sort of feel as the other Alcatraz layout. So this container that I'm pulling stuff out of is actually one that I had at the retreat that I was using. So I'm going to be able to kind of have that continuity, and I'm also using this pop-out ephemera book from Studio Light, and there are some things in it that are really cool, and there are some things in it that are really cool that will go with this layout. So it's actually an aviation themed pop-out book, but there's enough of this kind of generic stuff that you could really use it for a lot of different things. Of course, lots of beautiful airplanes and airplane ephemera in there as well. So I thought that these three little light bulbs would be really awesome hanging out over on this side of the layout, because I knew that this side was looking a little naked. There's the map background there, but not a whole lot of excitement was going on over there. Ultimately, I decided that the light bulbs were just a little too out of place. Maybe if I went more with that industrial feel for this entire layout, but I didn't really want to go that far into it. So now I am going through more of my kind of die cut boxes and trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. So I knew I was going to decorate over on this side of the photo where it's just the ocean and the sky, and there's nothing really that I'm covering up by decorating that piece right there. I'm going to do one of my, I guess, favorite things to do. I do it often. I don't know if it's a favorite thing to do, but something that I do often is to put a couple of banners hanging down like this where they're overlapping slightly. And then I'm going to go ahead and build this cluster. So this is going to be like the main decorative cluster. It's also going to be the title. There are no rules that say your title has to be separate from a cluster, and there's no rule saying that your clusters have to be the same, right? So these clusters are not going to be the same whatsoever. There will be similar elements, so they do have the same kind of feel to them, meaning I've got distressed edges on both of them, but that's going to change. But there was the intention there, and then eventually they will both have some stars on them. So there's a little bit of continuity, but like I said, there's no rule that your clusters have to exactly match. Now, if you are learning and working on building your clusters, it's a good thing to have the same thing in each of your clusters. That way it teaches you how to balance your clusters out. I should probably do a video about this instead of just telling you about it. Okay, I guess I might put that on the list. If you want a video about clusters and starting to cluster and moving on in bigger clusters, let me know, and maybe we can make that happen. Okay, so I'm playing around with these frames. As you can see, I do take this frame that has the square shape but a circle on the inside, and I basically cover up that white space on the arrow here. So this is where I said I had the distressed edges on both parts of the clusters, but I cover it up and it doesn't matter, right? There are no rules. There are no rules. There are guidelines, but there are no rules. So I go ahead and put that down, and I like this a whole bunch. So now I am digging out even more ephemera bits. This is my Cocoa Vanilla / Basic Gray ephemera box, because to me they have a very similar feel, the die cuts that are in here, so they are put together. I'm going to add a little tab over there just to add a little bit more color. I was really thinking about adding this date arrow, but ultimately I end up adding a ticket and the stars, and I like that look a lot better. Plus, I don't feel the need to have a date on every single Alcatraz photo, because obviously it's going into their own set of albums, and there will be dates or journaling or something somewhere that says when we went here, and I'm pretty sure I've already put that information out there, so I'm not stressing about that. And you shouldn't stress about it either. Now, if you're the kind of person that feels like they need to date every single layout, go for it, right? Like, just go for it. Do I wonder if I should date every single layout? Because, you know, once I'm dead and gone, there's no way in the world my kids are going to be saving all 200 plus scrapbook albums that are living in our house right now. Maybe they want to pull some out. Maybe they won't have dates on them. But am I caring that much about it? No, because I really don't care what happens to the layout. So I'm going to do what works for me in the moment. That is what I am going to do. Okay, so I went ahead and built that ticket with the stars on top of it. And I'm just ever so slightly moving it around so that the pieces nestle and I don't have any awkward gaps underneath of the ticket. So this is another piece of ephemera, and I decided to add it in here because that stripe of color is pretty bold, and there's not a whole heck of a lot of boldness anywhere else on the layout. So layering this second bit on top of it kind of brings that level of color down a little bit. You still have that nice pop, but it's not like wha-bam! It's more like wha-bam. You know what I'm saying? So it feels better that way. This is where I go ahead and add in a star over in this cluster as well. And I really like the way that this decorative little bit up there is working. I still had that acrylic piece sitting out on the side of my desk. Doesn't make it onto the layout. It's a little bit too much for what I've got going on here. But I really am loving these little chipboard clips like this. And as you can see, it does have a hole in it, but this is not a tag. This is a clip. So I am completely fine with a clip having a hole in it on my layout. However, if it was a tag, it would not work. I've pulled out some pretty old basic gray letter stickers, and I'm going to spell out part of my title. So my title is going to include that word right there that says today. So my title is going to be vertical instead of horizontal. So I have today view. Not really good English grammar, no, not so much. But I am going to bring in some letter stickers and go ahead and bring the... yeah, I'm going to bring in some letter stickers and go ahead and bring in the letter stickers. Okay, we've established that point. So these letter stickers are ones that I probably should have tossed a while ago. The letters are not printed correctly on them, and sometimes the words that I spell out, it looks fine because the letters are off in the same direction, but for this one, it wasn't. The letters were kind of all over the place, and they were kind of looking like crazy eye letters, and I can't have that on the layout, so I honestly tossed them in the bin. Like I said, I probably should have tossed them a long time ago because they aren't quality, and it's a struggle to make them work. So they shouldn't have space in my room. In the bin they go. So now I'm going to move to these little letter stickers, and they are tiny, tiny tile letter stickers. And so now the title says, "Today we have a view." I decided to keep that one circle A letter right there because I feel like it works. But that's going to do it for this layout, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any thoughts or feelings, all that kind of good stuff down below. And again, guys, I really appreciate you watching my videos, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.